Hey, welcome. Mr. Frazier asked me to come on in. I'm Mr. Construction Worker. And I tell you what, us construction workers, we got tools. We have lots of tools. I like that. We got places such as aprons. We got things such as, to help our knees stay from getting all messed up. I got my safety gear on, my glasses. I have my hat on. I'm ready to construct because today's lesson is about, and tomorrow is about constructing things. So let's show you how this works. First off, I want to tell you the tool you'll need. You only need two of them, a compass and a straight edge. You're not allowed to use a protractor. No protractors. You see, no protractors anywhere near me. I am going to do what we're going to do today without a protractor. And this is not a ruler. It is a straight edge. It looks like a ruler. It smells like a ruler. It acts like a ruler. But we're not going to use it as a ruler. I'm not going to measure inches or centimeters. I'm going to use it only to draw straight lines. So a compass and a straight edge. Watch what you can do with them. All right. First off, when it comes to what we're doing, this is part one. Tomorrow will be part two. Part one is found on page 538. And it's examples 1 and 2. And when you're doing your practice today, you're going to make 4 each of what I'm doing right here. So you'll copy a segment, copy it. You'll make a segment, copy it. Make another segment, copy it. Make a different length segment, copy it. Make a longer or shorter segment, copy it, right? 4 different segments and you make 4 copies, all right? That also tonight, you're going to copy angles. So make an angle, copy it, right? Make a bigger angle, copy it. Make a smaller angle, acute angle, and copy it. So make your angles and copy 4 angles. Make 4 angles and copy it. That's all you do for the practice tonight. So you won't see number 2 in the book, number 4 in the book, number 6 in the book. You're going to make 4 each of what I'm doing right now. Let me show you how to do this. First, let's copy a segment. All right, so when you want to copy a segment, you just draw a segment first. So here I have segment AB, all right? So I want to copy segment AB. So you on your paper, you just draw a segment. You can label it C, D, or X, Y. It doesn't matter. But you make a segment. Now here's how you copy it, just using your compass and a straight edge. All right, so the first thing to do is take and off to the side of the angle you start with, of the segment you start with, off to the side, draw a random, I'm not measuring, I'm just going to draw a random segment. All right, so I can make it nice and long. In fact, I want to make sure it looks longer than this one I'm copying, right? That's important. All right, secondly, I take my compass and over to the first segment, the one that I drew first, over here, I take and I put the point on the beginning, this end point of the segment, and while I'm holding that on there, I open or close my compass so I can draw an arc through the other point. Now, an arc is just part of a circle. So I'm not going to go all the way around and make a circle. I'm just drawing that little portion of a circle. Now, without opening or closing my compass, remember how we told you to tighten that so it doesn't open or close? Without touching this part of my compass, I lift this and I go to the beginning of this random segment I drew, and using that, I draw an arc over here. Now, I did not open or close it. I started here, I drew an arc through the other end point, then I came over without opening or closing, and I drew an arc through here. Now, this is going to form my end point for my new segment. Now, I erase whatever was past that, and I can call this C, D. And you give it some kind of name like that. I guarantee without a ruler, without a protractor, without any of that, what I've done is I've created a segment, I copied a segment. These are both the same length. You don't have to measure it, they're the same length. That's an amazing thing about using a compass. A compass has many uses besides just drawing circles, and that's what we're trying to teach you in these next couple lessons, to become an expert in using a compass, all right? There are probably kids in high school that can't do this as far as making and using a compass without a ruler to make a segment that's exactly the same length as the other one. Now let's try that again. How about EF, all right? So I just drew EF. I just drew it. You're going to do this 4 times. 1, 2, you're going to do 2 more and copy them, all right? So I just drew EF. I named it EF. And not using any inches or anything like that, I come over to the side of it and I just draw what looks like something longer than EF. Okay, so I draw this, and that looks pretty much, it's longer than that, right? That's important. So I come over to EF, I take the point of the compass, put it on E, and open the compass so that it touches F. All right? Then I draw an arc. Without opening or closing my compass, I come to the beginning of this new segment, and I draw an arc that intersects that new segment. So everything that's after the arc, I erase it, and I give this a name. I'll call this GH. Now I guarantee that segment EF and segment GH are the same length. And did I need a ruler? No. I just need one of these wonderful things called a compass in order to do that. Now here's the other thing I want you to do tonight. I want you to make angles and copy them. And you don't need a protractor. You don't need a straight, all you need is a straight edge and a compass. Here's how this works. I have angle B. Now, I don't want you to angle or name your angles A, B, C. Don't put other points on them. Let's just give it this one, the vertex here, or the end point here for these two rays. We're going to call it by that, angle B. And I want to copy this so that's the exact same number of degrees as angle B. I'm going to make a copy of angle B over here. It's going to be the same number of degrees as angle B, but I don't use a protractor. You wonder how in the world can you do that? Okay, here's how. First off, draw a random first ray. All right, so here is my random ray. Everybody see that? I just drew a random ray. That's how I start. I come over to this one, and I put this point on the end point, B, on the end point of that angle, and I just draw an arc that intersects both of the rays of the angle I'm copying. Everybody see that? I lift without opening or closing. That's key. Don't let your compass open or close. Keep it the same as what you just drew there. I put this here, and I draw that. All right? So after I come back over here, I've drawn this so far. I come and I measure the distance between where the arc intersected this ray to this ray, where that same arc intersected there. So I can close and open my compass so that now I can draw an arc through here, like that. So you notice I opened or closed my compass, so I measure this distance between this intersection and that intersection with my compass. Coming over here, I put this on that intersecting point, and without opening or closing, I draw that arc that intersects that first arc. Now using that as my new point, for the new ray, I put this straight edge down. Notice I'm not using a protractor. I'm a little bit off there when I drew it through there. But if I had drawn that perfectly, this angle is exactly the same as that angle, and I did not need to use a protractor to do it. Instead, all I had to do was use a compass and a straight edge in this case. Now, let's try that one more time. All right, in this case, I'm going to draw an angle over here that's just a little bigger. So, yeah, no, okay, so here I have an angle that's just a little bigger. And you're going to do this 4 times. So you draw an angle, then make a copy. Draw a second angle, make a copy. Third angle, make a copy. And you can look in your book on page 538 and find exactly what I'm saying. So yeah, you don't even have to look at the video again. First thing I do is draw a random ray over here. I want to copy that angle. So I got my random ray. I use my protractor, I use my compass to draw an arc that intersects both parts. Don't open or close it. Come over here to this end point, draw a nice big arc. Now I'm going to measure the distance between where this intersects this ray and where the arc intersects that ray. I can open or close I draw an arc like that. Now I know when I come over here without opening or closing, when I draw that, I now have an intersecting point that I can use to connect the end point with that. And let's see if I can do this just a little more accurately. All right. So now I've copied this angle right here. I know they appear to be the same size measured, right? They appear to be the same measured angles, and they are. If you used a protractor, you would find this is exactly the same number of degrees as this one, and yet I didn't use a protractor, just a straight edge, and a compass. Tomorrow, we're going to show you some more amazing things. You practice 4 times each, copy a segment. 4 times each, copy angle. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.